Hey everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am off to school. Just kidding, because it's actually 10 at night. But I thought it would be really cool to give you guys a back to school, really affordable drugstore makeup kind of glam look. So if you want to see how I created this, then keep on watching. I know it's going to totally look like I'm lying, but razor rash is a bitch. I don't have acne. I haven't just broke out on my neck and my neck alone, okay? Oh my god, my uniform. I'm going to be late for school now that I've got brow pencil on me. So I'm going to be starting with brows, and the best brow product from the drugstore that I have came across that's really affordable and works really well is this one right here. This is by e.l.f. It's called the Brow Pencil and this is in the shade Dark Brown. So I'm going to go ahead and just fill in my eyebrows. Okay, so we are done with the brows, and for my next product, I'm going to go in with this right here. This is Conceal&Define by Makeup Revolution, and this is in the shade C1. I'm going to go ahead and use this to prime my eyelids and carve out my eyebrows. Now, the only product that I'm going to be using that isn't drugstore, it's still affordable, but it is the RCMA powder. Now this powder is just like the best powder. It's £10 in the UK, which I'm assuming is like $12. But if you can get your hands on this, then definitely do this. This is one of the best powders out there and it will keep your makeup on all day. So for my eyes, I still want them to be nice and simple, something that's really easy and only takes 10 minutes in the morning, but I want them to still be really glam because, like, why not? So for that, I'm going to be using this palette right here, and this is the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Visionary palette. This is so affordable and the quality is incredible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by just taping up the sides of my eye so that I can create a faux wing. Now, you guys know how it is, like when you wake up in the morning and you're so tired, you don't want to be trying to have a wing match each other. It's just like the last thing that you want early in the morning, because if you mess it up, then you're there for ages and then you just end up being like, do you know what, I'm just going to wipe all my makeup off and I'll just go to school without it. So this is like a cute little hack that is really good for making sure that you have a nice, precise wing and they're both equal. So I'm just using like sellotape because, I mean, we're using school supplies here. No, I'm just kidding, it's not that kind of video, but it's the only tape that I have because I usually don't do wings. So now that the tape is in place, I'm going to go in with this shade right here and I'm going to use that as my transition shade. So I'm just going to buff it all the way through the crease. So now I've just taken a little bit more on my brush and I'm going to focus it just on the outer V, and I'm going to try and build up the intensity just a little bit more. Now just switching to a flat packer brush, I'm going to dip into this really white shade and I'm going to be placing it in the inner corner and just slightly diffusing it out to the centre of the eye and merging together that brown that we put in the outer V and that white. So now that we have those two shades laid down, I just want to build up the intensity a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is switch to a Real Techniques brow brush, and I'm going to be dipping into this shade right here and dragging that all the way along as close to my lashes as possible and kind of up and out. Now I'm just switching over to a little bullet brush by Spectrum, and I'm just going to take some more of that shade and start blending it in the outer V, just further making that even more intense. So before we move on to the rest of the face, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking some of this. This is by BarryM and this is called Fine Glitter Dust, and this is in the shade 27. And all I'm going to do with this is take some setting spray. And my setting spray is by Nyx, and I'm going to take that same brush that we packed that white on with. I'm going to spray it. I'm going to be packing it on top of that white, and it's just going to help brighten the eyes a little bit more and add just a little bit of something so it's not all just plain brown and white. I'm sure you guys have come across your favourite eyeshadow and you would just kind of prefer it if you just had like the sparkly bit. Well, this is it. This is just the sparkles from your favourite eyeshadow and it's honestly incredible. So that is it for the eyes just now. I'm going to be moving on to the face and I'm going to be concentrating on covering up these blemishes that I have as well as my razor rash. To start with, I'm going to be using the best primer that I can possibly think of. This is by Maybelline and it's called Superstay. This stuff is amazing. This is the primer for you if you're someone that gets really oily or if you're going to be doing a lot of gym things that day or you just know you're going to be stressed because it's school. Well, this is going to keep your makeup on all day. So I'm just going to be applying this all over the face and the neck. This actually has a tiny bit of a sheen to it, so it's also going to make your skin look really nice and healthy and illuminated first thing in the morning. So just to cover up some of these blemishes, I'm going to be going in with that same concealer that I used to carve out my lids, the Makeup Revolution one, and I'm going to go in and just dot it on top of every single breakout that I have. Now, to blend this out, I don't want to go in with my miracle sponge because it's really going to disrupt where I laid it down and I don't want it to be spreading all over my face. I want it to be concentrated in the place where I first sat it down. So I'm going to be using a eyeshadow blending brush and I'm just going to gently tickle away at the concealer until it diffuses out, just like that. Now it's time for foundation and I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Conceal&Define Foundation and this stuff is so good. I mean, look at the size of this applicator as well, like, oh my god, that is huge. So I'm just going to put a few dots all over my face and then blend this out. So I'm very well aware that this foundation makes me look like Casper the Ghost, but once I add like bronzer, blush, everything else is all gonna look fine, I promise. Now I'm just going to apply some of this concealer. Now this is going to look so much darker on me because it's so concentrated as well as against that foundation that is too bright. So don't be shocked when I put it on and it looks yellow. It blends out and it's all the same colour, so it's all good. God, I told you not to be shocked. Ugh. So when it comes to that inner corner, I really don't like using my beauty blender because I feel like it stamps over my eyeshadow and ruins it. So I'm just taking that same concealer brush that we just used, the blending brush for the concealer, and I'm just going to blend my concealer up into my eyeshadow and just kind of like stamp it in, and that means that the beauty blender isn't going to press all over my gorgeous eyeshadow look. So for contouring, I'm actually going to go in with this product here. This is by Ellie. Get it in, it's their Velvet Bronzer. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself some more prominent cheekbones. And I'm going to blend that out using a Real Techniques sculpting brush. Now, when it comes to set my face, I love to use RCMA powder all over. Most of you are probably like, oh my god, I could never do that. But for me, I'm an oily mess and it's the only thing that works. But for those of you that would just crack if you've done that, this powder right here is incredible. This is by Rimmel and it's the Stay Matte powder. Another really good one is the Fit Me powder by Maybelline. So there's some alternatives for you guys, but I'm going to go ahead and set my face using some RCMA. Time to wipe this foundation off of my lips. Now that my entire face is set, I love to go in and add a little bit of warmth to the whole face. So for that, I'm going to be using this product right here. This is by Bourjous and it is their chocolate bronzer. So yes, it does have chocolate in it. I'm going to go in with a Primark brush, really affordable, and I'm going to bronze up my cheeks just defining them a little bit more. I'm also just going to take a little bit on the tip of my nose just to bring some life back. And then just a little bit along the jawline just to define it. For blush, I'm going to be taking this palette here. This is the Sugar&Spice palette by Makeup Revolution. And I'm just going to be dipping into... probably this one right here. I want to look really rosy today at school, so I'm going to be using, well, this shade right here, as I just said. Now, a little word of warning, if you haven't ever used this blush before, these blushes are really, really intense with pigment, so definitely dust them off. So to highlight my cheeks, the tip of my nose, my forehead, the inner corner, my brow bone, whatever else I want to, I'm going to be taking this product right here. This is by e.l.f. and this is called their Shimmer Highlighting Powder and it's called Starlight Glow. To apply my highlight, I love to use this Real Techniques setting brush. It's just the best brush for applying highlight. It's my favourite. And I'm going to be taking this setting spray by NYX. It's the Dewy Set 1. I'm going to spray my brush. And I'm going to dip into my highlight and go crazy. Now, if you're like me and really, really pale and you can't seem to find a gold highlight that doesn't show up really bronzy and dark, then this highlighter is perfect for you. Some to the tip of the nose. So let me know in the comments below what subjects you guys picked and if you're excited to start school again. I can remember the feeling of starting school after the summer holidays and I wasn't too excited. But once I got into it, it was okay. It was fine. So I'm going to go back to that Makeup Revolution palette. See how that just came from nowhere there? Wasn't that magical? And I'm going to dip into this shade. I'm going to take on a bullet brush and blend it on the outer lower lash line corner. I'm really making sure not to pull it all the way along that eye. This is just going to pull your eye down. So you want it to look more awake. So I'm actually just going to kind of lightly diffuse it as I get closer to my inner corner. Now that we have that shade laid down exactly where we want it, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This is the same shade that we used as the transition shade on the top lid, so I'm going to use this to diffuse that dark shade out. I just realised I completely forgot to highlight my brow bone, so I'm just going back in with that e.l.f. highlighter. So I can tell that that isn't really showing up on camera the way that I wanted to, so I'm actually just going to take my phone and I'm going to take a live video and put it on the screen so that you guys can see just how sparkly and glowy all of this really is. There we go. So now you guys can see. Oh my god, that looks so strange. Inception. But this is how sparkly all of this is. Isn't that pretty? And look at that highlight. Ooh, wow. Damn. Damn. Now, because it's the morning and we've just woke up and I'm off to school right now, I'm really tired and I want my eyes to look as wide awake as possible, of course, so I can learn. So I'm going to be taking this product. This is by LA Girl and this is their Auto Semi-Permanent, which is a bit strange to write that on a makeup product because I kind of hope it's not permanent. But this is a white eyeliner basically and it's really going to help make your eyes look so wide awake and fresh. So I'm going to be applying this just to the bottom waterline. So for my lashes and my NYX product, I'm going to be taking this right here. This is by L'Oreal Paris and it is called Paradise Extatic Lashes. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this. This mascara is really, really good. It's very, very black, which I love. It doesn't crumble and it doesn't clump together, which is great for long days. So I'm really sorry to disappoint anybody, but I will not be applying false eyelashes. That wasn't a thing when I was at school, and I just kind of feel like it would require some maintenance throughout the day, and I'm trying to like cut back on that. So that mascara will give you gorgeous long lashes, as you can see, and you won't need fake lashes, okay? You just don't need them. Now, moving on to my second last step, I'm going to be outlining my lips, and the best lip liner in the world, drugstore, affordable, and just incredible overall, is the one by Revlon, and this is just called their Colour-Stay lip liner, and this is in the shade Nude. Now, this is the perfect shade for my exact lip shade, like it matches it perfectly, so when I over outline, it just looks like it's my lips. What a life hack, right? Okay, so I have just over outlined and now I'm going to go in with this HD Matte Lip Gel Colour. Now this is incredible. This is by Revlon and this gives the illusion that it is matte, but it feels like a Vaseline on your lips. Now don't get me wrong, it's not going to slide around like it's Vaseline, it's going to stay in place, but it is just comfortable, kind of like a satin lipstick, similar but more comfortable. Also you guys, this shade is called Sand. Okay guys, so that completes my tutorial for today on a 10-minute, super easy, drugstore affordable, back to school glam. That is the longest title ever. But I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you are interested in any of the products used in today's video, then it will be linked in the description below. Be sure to check out the description because my Patreon is in there. And if you guys don't know what Patreon is, it's basically where you pay like Netflix to watch my videos, and it supports me so much. And also, if you guys don't mind, if you have a little second, could you give this video a thumbs up? It really helps me out a lot. And also, if you haven't yet already, then please subscribe. I don't know why you haven't, but like, let's just forget about it. Go and subscribe. It would mean so much to me. And I will hopefully see you all in my next video. Bye guys!